everybody. It is time. We are going live. I'm so excited. The Growth Summit is only 15 days away. Conscious Investor Growth Summit, third year. Have you picked up your tickets? If you haven't picked up your tickets, head on over to consciousinvestorgrowthsummit.com to pick up your tickets. Remember, this is an experience. It's not just like go sit and fill your head with a bunch of information. There are so many opportunities for you to connect in a meaningful way. And my goodness, I have managed to keep these ticket prices so low for everything that you have access to. It is going to transform your life. You don't want to miss it. I'm super excited to be joined right now with Teshra Robles, a good friend of mine, and she happens to be a financial organizer. I invited her to speak at the Growth Summit, and I also invited her to just give us just a little sample, just one thing that you can do today in your life or this week that is going to make an impact. So Teshra, I'm super excited. Thanks for saying yes to, speaking at the Conscious Investor Growth Summit Year 3. And thanks for being you.
Yes, thanks, Julie. I'm so excited. I'm really honored that I get to speak this year. So I love your event and getting to come and say a few things of what's really important and passionate to me is just such an honor. So thank you very much.
Thanks. Yeah. You have been at the event every year. What are some of the things that you love about the Growth Summit?
Let's see, there's so many. I love all of the people that I'm going to meet. The people that I've met the first year, the second year, I still have monthly contact with them. It's not like I just met all these people and then I talked to them for a few months, but I still keep in touch with them. So absolutely incredible people. So that part I really love. You made a space where we can learn, but we also get to make connections and build relationships with other people. So yeah, you did an excellent job facilitating that. I really love that. The other thing that I really love is I'm a learner, but I've learned a lot, especially in this health, wealth, and mindset space. And every year I think to myself, well, I can see that speaker and that speaker, probably know that, I come out of there knowing so much more. So it's just absolutely incredible. All of the notes and the ideas and the thoughts and if you could take three things away from this conference, mine's always like, I've got 20 or 30 that I need to just grab a hold of and implement. So those two things by far.
I love that. And I mean, I know all of the speakers and I most everybody's been on the podcast. Like I know them, right? And so for even me, with my level of knowledge about the person, and what they do, their profession, I love sitting and listening and learning from everyone. It is so powerful. It is so great. And yeah, health, mindset, and wealth building strategies. And every single year, this speaker lineup is re-curated. So sometimes you go to an event and you think, okay, check the box. I know I'm going to see this speaker, this speaker, this speaker. They speak on this, and we get used to it. And I love all of the speakers who come to the Growth Summit. And I wish I could have a place where they could speak every single year. But the reality is that it's really nice to switch it up and to recurate the entire event. So we know that we're having topics, health, mindset, wealth building strategies. And then within that, we just get different personalities, new dimension, new perspective, and it is magical, absolutely magical. And this year, for VIPers, not only are we going out on the VIP lunch cruise, but we have Jessica D'Angelo, who's a chief hiking officer. She coaches out on the trail. She's actually going to take you out. This is why I like holding it in Coeur d'Alene, right? There's actually a hiking trail 5 minutes at most from the resort that she's going to take people out, the VIPers, on a hike and coach them. And then Saturday night, we have something so special for everyone attending. I will tell you that after Teshra shares her, her gem that she'd like to drop with you today. But remember, even as Teshra's talking, head on over to the consciousinvestorgrowthsummit.com and buy your ticket. You don't want to miss out on this. I promise you, it leads to transformation. Teshra, I'm passing the baton over to you, friend.
Thank you.
What is it what's something that everyone needs to know so that they can be financially organized?
So I want everybody to come into this conference with thinking about the answer to this question. What is your most important business? And I know what the answer is because I live in this world, but I want everybody to be thinking about this. Is it the business that you created? Is this the business you're trying to get rid of? Is it the business that your parents have passed on to you that you have to work in? Is it the corporate W-2 job business that you're in? Or is it a business that you're thinking about starting? Okay, those are some choices, but they're not all the choices. But I'm going to tell you right now, that's not the answer. None of those above apply.
Ooh, what are some of what are some of the choices that we might not know about?
Well, I'm going to tell you what the number one choice is. And to me, there's all those choices that I listed, but then there's only other one. Your most important business that you're ever going to have in your lifetime is your personal finances. And most people will go, what are you talking about? It's not even a business. Some people might really get it, but most people do everything they can to not look at their finances, sweep it under the rug, do their taxes at the end of the year, not know how much money they have coming in. When the truth is, everything you're doing in that business you created, everything you're doing in your dad's business, everything you're doing in that business you're trying to sell, everything you're doing in the business that you're trying to create, it's all going back into your personal finances, which is your business. And that's the one you have to be running the best. That's the one that's going to be giving you the most information. So I'm going to
Oh my
say,
gosh, that's that makes so much sense because most people don't treat their own personal life as a business. It's just like, oh, well, that's just my life.
yeah.
Instead of taking that level of ownership, what are some of the outcomes that you see when people start looking at their personal finances as a business?
I think the first thing that I see is people have this aha moment. And those come in different forms. It could be, oh my goodness, I spend that much money at Starbucks. Or, oh my goodness, I only spent $1,000 on travel like last year when my favorite thing to do is travel. They could be aha moments of, wow, I have a lot more debt than I should have or I want to have. Or, wow, I could leverage a lot of debt to go out and buy some real estate. So I think that aha moment is this biggest piece of it, the puzzle that happens when I start working with them. And then the other piece that happens is they start to, their chaos and they're keeping you up at night and their kind of fingers grasped onto the table or the armrests are really let loose because they start to see that there's this
Mm.
peace that comes from knowing everything that's in one place and a peace about knowing looking for all this information right where it's at. So I always use the picture of if you have four credit cards, two checking accounts, some savings accounts. Your kids have some investments. You have some real estate properties, and then you have all your receipts for all your expenses, and you've laid them out on a table. You have this total chaos. What's going on now for most people is we've just transferred it to digital chaos. So we don't actually see the paper, but the chaos is still in your digital world. So definitely the aha moment and that feeling of just peace can come up in them.
I love this. Super Rad Steve and I, we have been paying bills together for almost 6 months now. We actually do it together, so it's not on anyone. And that's also like, that's part of our piece component so that we both are seeing the exact same thing as
Yeah,
not one
that's
person
amazing.
reporting. And I just like, there's so much that comes when you just take control of your personal finances. And then if you're married, like doing it together is so amazing. I cannot over recommend that step right there. But Tesha is a genius when it comes to getting yourself financially organized. She has a strong background in this, and this is what she's done her entire life. So I highly encourage you. This is just one of the many amazing speakers in one area. And the cool thing about when you attend summits like this, it doesn't just fuel you, it will give you something that I guarantee you will cross paths with a friend or an acquaintance, maybe even a stranger, where you're like, oh my gosh, I just learned they're asking me this question and I just learned about this. And it wasn't for me, it was so I could pass it on to this person. And so when we grow and we expand, it's not just about us, it's about how are we helping others and helping the people around us. So head on over to consciousinvestorgrowsummit.com. swipe up your ticket while you can. We limit this event to 150 attendees so that it stays close, and you can actually have those personal connections with other people, and not feel like I'm just grabbing a business card and running out the door. Like that's not the culture. So if that's how you like to roll at events, this is not your event. If you go to events just like go and like grab a bunch of business, contacts, fresh contacts that you can nurture and add into your drip email campaign, and like that's your jam, this isn't your place. But if you are someone who wants to have meaningful connections with people who value authenticity, who value transparency, and like meaningful connection on important topics like health, mindset, and wealth building strategies, this event is for you. So I told you I was going to share the special thing Saturday night. Saturday night, we are everyone. So I build in special things for VIPs, but then I like everyone to have experiences because that's how humans connect. We connect over breaking bread and we connect through experiences. And so we're going to be launching lanterns on Lake Coeur d'Alene from the dock at the resort on Saturday nights. And it's just going to be one of those experiences. I already know because I can already feel it. It's going to be one of those. It sounds like that's just something silly. And then when you actually go and do this, and you do this with people that you are connecting with and having a shared experience with, it just does something really, it's just like glue, just brings everything together. And so make sure you head on over. And I know like inflation is real, but I will assure you, this is going to be one of those events that you look back on in 2025 and you're like, I am so glad I made that happen. It was inconvenient in the moment. It felt maybe like a financial stress, but I have so much confidence that you're going to walk away so filled to the brim and renewed, refreshed, rejuvenated, and with some new strategies and support from people that you've met that are going to allow you to make 2025 a spectacular year ahead. Tesha,
Definitely.
we have to sign off here in just a moment. Do you have anything else you would like to add?
All I can say is you need to listen to what Julie just said. It's amazing that yes, it's a financial commitment. And yes, at first you think, wow, this is a lot and I'm going to get away for 3 days. But being this my third year, I just can't wait. And there's so many great things you're going to be getting out of this. The other point that I wanted to mention to you, Julie, was that your timing is incredible. I know that you've really thought through these speakers and you've really prayed through these speakers. All I can say is the speakers that I heard that poured into me the past 2 times I went to your events were exactly what I needed to hear exactly at that time to fuel me forward. And so I'm just trying to think of what launching a lantern is going to teach me. And so I'm really excited. I'm going to be thinking about that because it's going to be perfect timing for something that I really need. So, yeah.
It is going to be super exciting. I can't decide what I'm most excited because I love breaking bread with people. So I'm like, gosh, is it the lunch cruise or is it brunch on Sunday? And like all the other mixers that every single day there are multiple opportunities that are just so good. So head on over to consciousinvestorgrowthsummit.com, check out the event. There's more information there. And if you have further questions about the event, shoot me a message over on Facebook Messenger and I will connect up and I'll answer your questions. But I say with so much confidence and certainty, this event is for you and you don't want to miss out. So don't make any excuses. Just head on over, grab your ticket, and let's get together in about 15 days. Until next time, I think I'll see you. How about we all meet up in 15 days at the Conscious Investor Growth Summit? Have an awesome afternoon. Awesome.